Buenas, soy Sevedat y estamos en el capítulo número 16 de Divinity Original Sin 2. Vámonos. El príncipe rojo te interrumpe cuando estás a punto de hablar.
This woman is a dreamer. I can see the answers spinning in her eyes. Do rest your legs for a bit while I question her.
Por supuesto, agradecerías un breve descanso.
You're too kind.
Red Prince and the Dreamer exchange courteous pleasantries, as if they're finding themselves in a palace hall instead of a death-ridden swamp. She introduces herself as Bahara. To your surprise, they next lie down on the ground in a seemingly warm embrace and fall asleep. What follows, though, is far from peaceful. They claw and thrash as if struggling for dear life, caught in the hold of some hideous nightmare. Then they wake, haggard, exhausted. They speak of a vision, Brahmos, and another red lizard.
Preguntar si está bien.
Praise the daylight. I am now. There was death in that dream, chasing me like 100 hungry lions. But at least I've new directions. When we escape and find ourselves on the mainland once more, I must search for Brahmos the Wanderer. Then I will finally know the truth, the very secret of my soul.
El príncipe rojo. Vale, si no hay esto, supongo que significa que ya no... Ya no hay nada que hacer aquí. Y eso es lo que vamos a averiguar. Nos vamos de aquí, nos vamos de aquí. Nos vamos de aquí.
Let's go.
Sí, lo sé. Subir al barco.
Malady grabs the vessel with two hands and pushes it into the water. She hops on board behind you.
God-woken. Wait till she finds out.
Salty water wets the gauze in which you're wrapped. The bright sunlight seeps into your bones. The boat bobs forward through the water, and Fort Joy shrinks behind you.
Tired but victorious, the party made for the Lady Vengeance. The horrors of Fort Joy behind them. They arrived as sorcerers. They left as God-woken. The fate of this God-forsaken world now rested on their shoulders. Or at least, on the shoulders of one of them.
Come, Quercus. Time is short.
Looking down at your robes, you see they're damp with blood and the ocean's spray. In the distance, Fort Joy looms.
Finimos logrado salir del fuerte, aunque no puedo evitar preguntarme si hacía falta que muriese tanta gente.
Don't stand between a prince and his principles. The Magisters learned that the hard way.
A hard-fought freedom, sure. But if spilling blood is bad, it shouldn't be so agreeable.
I'll be damned if I ever set foot on that island again. Don't care who I have to bury. Onward now. The sooner Fort Joy disappears from the horizon, the better. Perhaps the Seekers need help manning the ship.
Serrat ha cogido anillo de Migo, de Doshe, y de Omnicron de Doshe usando los brasilleros mágicos. Anillo de Migo, de Omnicron.
Well, this is a fine sight. Utterly barbaric, of course, destroying a tree and turning it into a boat. Grotesque, but, well, look at it, Quercus. A floating nest, surrounded on all sides by salt water, pure poison to a tree's root. The great acorn could never reach us out here. Well, yes, of course we'll continue our research, Quercus. We're not monsters. Still, I must admit, you were right about the shield. It proved to be more than adequate.
Hacer una reverencia a Gardel y decirle que nada.
Oh, yes, it seems our shield is still here, Quercus. How does something so large and ungainly sneak up on a person?
Tú no eres una persona, eres una ardilla.
You give the giants too much credit, Quercus. I think the salty air has addled your mind. It has certainly been useful, but elegant, kind, surprisingly attractive. No, we have no time for your fawning. We may be safe, but the world is not. Come, we must return to our research.
¿Qué es lo que quiero de Orochi? Oggi Nomicon. Claro. Y anillo de enemigo. Restauración. ¿Se lo ha quitado? Se lo quitó. ¿Cómo es que hay tanto muerto por aquí? Capítulo 2. Capítulo 3. Si estamos en el capítulo 1.
So close to escaping.
Traemos gasto de esto. ¿Quién sos vos?
Don't go any further, Godwoken. We need you alive.
Contar qué está pasando.
The ship won't sail. We had orders to search every corner of it and figure out what's blocking us. It's hewn from elven livewood. I thought I could communicate with it, but...
She glances over towards a smouldering pile of ash on the deck nearby. Something is nestled within it. Fragments of scorched bone.
That was Brendan. When the ship wouldn't answer my call, he touched the figurehead, and it attacked him, without warning. He burned, like he was made of parchment.
Tendré cuidado.
Just remember what I said, Godwoken. If you die, then this was all for nothing.
Contar si he descubierto algo útil antes del ataque del masacrón.
Nothing. The ship is livewood, that much is clear. But I couldn't communicate with it. The Magisters must have done something, warped it somehow. I just don't know what.
Extraer tus condolencias por la muerte de su compatriota.
Her eyes flick over to the smouldering ashes once again, her head held at a despondent angle.
Y de mientras te desanimas, vamos a ver qué es lo que vendes. Vamos, nada interesante.
Thank you. We were held captive together, on this ship. He kept my spirits up. Now he's dead.
Ignora el hecho de que miro su cadáver, ¿vale? Ignora a los no muertos que me siguen.
I remember this one. His name was Kerbin. His
Tengo...
friend's sword couldn't save him, it would appear.
Crazy Death Knight. Es que no quiero... ¿Para qué quiero las habilidades que ya tengo? ¿Para qué quiero las habilidades que ya tengo? ¿Para qué quiero las habilidades que ya tengo? ¿Verdad? Siete de armadura mágica. Bueno. A ver, ¿dónde? Aquí. Matis.
Farewell, Mattis. You did the Seekers proud.
Spare me, Gareth. We got what we came for. This is what success looks like.
I won't see them tossed overboard. Not here. We'll hold a proper service.
What's-his-face and so-and-so would want us to get this ship sailing before all else. They died for those Godwoken, after all.
You know their names, Malady. Can't you even pay them that much respect?
Gareth inhales sharply, then catches you out of the corner of his eye and smiles. There.
Our guest stirs. Welcome, Godwoken. Glad to see you safely aboard.
Ah, our undead Godwoken. I had nearly forgotten.
Fijarte en los numerosos cadáveres que hay por toda la cubierta. Preguntar por cuántos cayeron en el combate.
Too many.
One too few, actually. Alexander, he's alive.
Decir que lo viste caer con sus propios ojos. ¿Qué pasó?
Apparently didn't hit hard enough.
He's in the hold below decks. Unconscious, but alive.
Decir que más os vale iros antes de ir a la orden sin percate de su desaparición.
Yes, we certainly had better, but the ship won't move.
She's mute. We need to free her tongue.
Preguntar si podías hacerte con el timón.
You're welcome to try, though I doubt it'll help.
What Gareth means to say is don't bother. Livewood will only move when it wants to, or in this tub's case, when it's forced to. That's right. The ship's made of an elven ancestor tree, the spirit of which is still trapped in every plank. What we need is a way to control the bloody thing.
¿Sabes si hay alguna vista de cómo hacer con el control del barco?
The Seekers, the survivors of us, have been combing the ship from bow to rudder. It hasn't been easy. This place is laced with dark magic.
These Seekers have such a limited skill set.
We lost a man in the search. Malady might not appreciate that, but I do. And I hope you do too.
I'm sure the Godwoken will be able to get the ship moving. They kind of like to feel useful, don't they?
Suele decir que estás deseando descubrir que sirve para algo que no sea estar ahí sin hacer nada con aire petulante.
Hopefully, you'll never have to find out.
Pele. Lady Guerra. Lady Venganza está hecho de manera evidente del ciclo que sí tiene conciencia, pero no puede zarpar los medios para cuidar el barco, tiene que estar a bordo en alguna parte. Vale, me transformo en elfo. Para tener más afinidad con el barco. O sea, y quiero comerme las cosas esas. Comida, 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 comida y bebida.
You are a man, a human man. They called you a paladin for most of your life. As the blade slices through your neck, a single name echoes through your mind. Ahu.
Espera. Hostia, así me daño esto, a ver. ¿Con esto me daño? Las dos cosas me curan. ¿O no? Bueno, que he gastado una poción para nada. Y tenemos lo de Banshee. No sé si esto está bueno o no, lo de Banshee. Ya lo veremos. Príncipe Rojo.
In an instant, pretense drops. You may still wear your mask, but your true self is momentarily bared.
Ah, there you are. High time to stop gallivanting and resume our journey together, wouldn't you say?
Estar de acuerdo y darle bien la bienvenida.
Off we go then.
Busca, encuentra. ¿Dónde están los demás?
We can't get this ship moving, Godwoken. We have every free hand looking into it. Help, if you can.
We're lucky to have made it this far. But our luck will be for nothing if this ship doesn't take sail soon.
Vale. Baderdu. Trade. Contienda. Tú tienes contienda, ¿verdad? Aplica lento y aplica sangrado durante 3 turnos. Esto mola. También mola. También. Mola. Hostia. 65% de vitalidad. Hidrofista. También voy a cogerlo. No me interesa. Aunque lo voy a aplicar. Esto para hidrofista lo voy a obtener. Aeroturgo. No. Hostia, desarmarlo por 2 turnos mola. No me interesa, pero vale. Mola. ¿Por qué no? A utilizar. Esto aquí. Weak Pal. Armadura fracturada, fantástico. Y esto es lanzar martillo, fantástico. Además va con martillo, que es aún mejor. Vale, weg. Son nivel 8 como yo. Pero pedazo vida, ¿no? Loki. Ah, vale, el Trickster.
She's a fickle mistress. She's mine, damn it.
Pantalla.
You feel suddenly vulnerable. Before you can even speak, you know your facade is broken and your face unmasked.
Oh, please don't stare. It's tiresome.
Preguntar qué es exactamente, nunca has visto un esqueleto como él.
Yes, and had my mask not been stolen, you would still not see me. I could be an elf, a dwarf, a tall dwarf? Human! That's the term. Alas, I am naught but bone until I can find a suitable corpse and a device that allows me to remove its face and craft a mask. But you're quite right. I am not of your kind. I am an eternal. My people are glorious, prehistoric, and missing. Thankfully, there are answers to be found. I simply need to get to Reaper's Coast, to return to the Black Pit's excavation site.
A sentir decir que tienes asuntos que
Is
entender.
that so? Perhaps we could find an arrangement that benefits us both. I need to travel to the Black Pit's oil field, near Reaper's Coast. but my attempts at staying under the cover have not gone well to date. Given how well you handled yourself in Fort Joy, I rather think you could be of use, and I am certainly useful to you. So, how about it? I travel with you and aid you in your various chores and tasks, while you help me to remain incognito.
En realidad preferirías que te dejaran a solas por ahora.
Really? Really? Better off alone than with... Oh. Very well. There's no accounting for taste, I suppose. Or sense.
Tengo tu máscara, pero bueno.
Nothing. Empty as Dallas's heart.
Leia. Logan. Una rata.
How you doing?
La rata si sabe cómo mover el barco.
You creatures with your legs and arms and your opposable thumbs. You always want to steer the ship. You need to trust the ship. It knows what it's doing. It dances to the tune.
¿Qué melodía hace que el barco baile?
It goes la 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 la, or something like that. It's pretty catchy, but I can't remember how it goes. Good thing Dallas had that book, eh?
Preguntarle a la rata cómo usaba Dallas ese libro.
Oh, she opened it and looked at the marks on the inside. How the hell else? All right. Go to the nose bit of the ship, open the book, look at the markings inside it, sing the song. That's it. Get it right and the ship will dance to your tune. Get it wrong and the ship will kill you. That's always entertaining. For me, anyway.
Vaya, qué divertido. Para él al menos. Vale, Fane está aquí. Quiero los demás que están abajo. Ve el morro del barco. Abajo.
Where would I hide something important if I was a Magister?
Que abajo está el espejo y no sé qué más había abajo.
There's something to these doors I'm not seeing. But what?
You're the Godwoken, right? Then maybe you can find a way through this damn door.
The door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice it's unblemished wood. There is no knot, no scratch, no dent to detract from its apparent perfection.
¿Percibes que hay algo más aquí? Algo más aquí, una presencia, poner la palma de la mano contra la puerta.
The wood groans and creaks. A face appears in the wood, tortured and tormented. A six-sided indentation is carved on its forehead, as if a gem or amulet had made a mark there. The face vanishes.
Llamo a la puerta.
The thud of your fist upon the wood resonates deeper than you'd expected it to. It turns into what sounds like a moan, then echoes away into silence.
Vaya. Silvia. No es lo que yo pensaba. ¿Qué es esto? Criomancer.
Allies for hire.
Summon Snow Troll. Hostia. Por ahora voy a comprar esto de aquí. Hombre. ¿Dónde están? Ahí estás.
Something is different. Your mask is intact, yet you know your disguise has dropped away. You are...
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere? So, we've got quite the task on our hands, haven't we? I have to admit, the whole thing is very intriguing.
Decir que no sabes qué pasar a continuación, pero esperas que puedas descubrirlo juntos.
The old band back together again, hmm? I guess that depends, doesn't it? Look at me. Hard. What do you see?
Losa leans back slightly, thin arms crossed in front of her chest, and stares at you defiantly from dark eye sockets, darker and deeper set than when you first met. She blows back a lock of white hair, matted with sweat and grime, and holds back a smile from the corners of her lips.
Decir que ves a Loshe, la misma persona que con la que viajaste.
But I'm not the same, am I? I want to make sure you understand, well, the risks.
Para ti no es un riesgo, es tu compañera y mi
You don't get
amiga.
it. I'm dangerous. You have to pay attention. You have to be willing to hurt me if I'm hurting you or someone else. Can you do that?
Decir que lo hiciste cuando se encarnó con la elfa Saheila, ¿se acuerda?
Do I ever? Still sore from that one. At the time, I wanted you to defend me. I didn't realize how bad things had gotten. I know better now. Something like that happens again, you do what needs to be done. Deal?
Sentir de acuerdo.
Well, all right then.
She pinches your cheek, a sparkle in her dim grey eyes.
I knew I could count on you to murder me in a pinch. Let's go, Chief.
¿Por qué se te ha desequipado el anillo de la curación, compañera? Oye, ¿y el libro que acabo de comprar, qué? Así está aquí.
Can't you say anything else?
Vale, fuera invocación elemental de esto. Vamos a invocar un... Toma ya. Nivel 8, 735 de vida. A puntos de la fuente, además. Iniciativa 23. ¡Buah! Fantabuloso. 13 y 13. 23 de iniciativa, chaval. Más iniciativa que los demás, que todos nosotros. Pues me falta Seville.
I ought to chain you up like your lot did to me.
Seville.
You feel different, exposed, almost naked. The
Que sí
mask
que
still
es
We've
Mira,
braved
conoce.
the joy, and I lust for further adventure. What say you?
Decir que te
Shall
encantaría
we
que
continue our
Jesús
journey
a ti.
together?
You're not quite certain you'll ever sleep soundly with Sabine in any sort of proximity, but at least
¿Qué boom tiene este? Mundo del caos, ¿eh? Míralo. Claro, porque no tiene invocación. $1985. Forma de elfo. Ay, sí, vamos a hablar con esta otra vez. A ver qué es lo que cosas nuevas hay para esta. No lo tiene. Un poco lo tiene. Un poco. Sí, sí, todo un escudo, ¿verdad? Sí, es este escudo, pero bueno. Mola. Ice Dome. Nos congela. Vale. Daño puro. Por turno, hostia, y reduciendo la puntería y la esquiva. Hostia. Oh shit. No entiendo por qué esta cosa de aquí, de la mía, le ha desaparecido el de esto. Pero bueno. Ah. A ver, había cosas buenas. Esto ataca a varios. Ataca a varios. Esto del hidroban no lo voy a usar nunca. Esto hace 100, 111 en el área. Esto reduce además el daño de área. Mola. Mira su culo tapado. A ver qué me dicen de Alexander.
The Seeker flexes her arms stiffly. Her joints audibly pop. She sees you draw near.
I owe you, Godwoken. Without your help, I'd likely still be a prisoner around here, not guarding Alexander the bloody divine himself.
She nods her thanks and immediately winces, laying her hand on the back of her neck.
Sí, claro, a bordo. Quieres descubrir si los prisioneros saben cómo navegar este barco.
Good luck getting anything out of either of them. Our special guest is out cold, and the other one ain't in much of a talking mood.
Sé que lo intentarás y exigir que te abra la jaula.
All right then, just don't make me regret it.
Joder, Matías. Prieste.
Keep an eye on the red until the cage is locked again.
Hidrofista pirokinético. Hidrofista. Hidrofista y necromante. Vaya.
If it were up to me,
Hidrofista y
you'd be
pirokinético.
swinging from the end of a rope, not locked up in here.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance.
You keep
A young
saying
magister paces around the brig, fussing over Alexander's unconscious form. She leans over and applies a damp cloth to his brow. She notices you observing her. She straightens her back and sets her jaw in a defiant scowl.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence vessel, Lady Vengeance. That's all the information I'm giving to any of you lot. So stow your questions, elf.
Elfo. Dice que tiene que poner el barco en navegar de inmediato, seguro que sabe algo.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
Levantar diplomáticamente las manos y decir que no tiene por qué contarle nada todavía, tan solo tiene que escuchar.
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with unwavering
Inteligencia.
defiance.
Señalar a Alexander y decirle que no debería hacer enfadar a sus captores si no quieren que acabar con la sangre divina de en sus manos sin querer.
There's a shift in the Magister's expression, a flicker of doubt. Then,
I'm a good Magister, loyal. But Dallas, something about her has changed. She's toying with dark magic, like a common sorcerer. She used to sing to the ship. It let her control it. She had this old book of hymns and incantations. It was only ever in her hands, or else locked away in her cabin at the stern. That's all I know.
Vale, mola. De modo de que dice así, elfo, como si fuera un insulto o algo. ¿Cuál era mi equipación? Este de aquí, ¿verdad? ¿Es como la persuasión es necesaria?
the door seems like any door, at least at first. Then you notice the wood groans, the face vanishes.
Darte la vuelta.
The door stays resolutely closed.
Comerciante, y aquí, comerciante. Hay dos comerciantes aquí que... Y un gato esquelético.
No entry allowed. Please use the port side door.
Decirle a la puerta que se abre.
Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an entry door.
Ver las gafas de la puerta e irte. No es de entrada, dice.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and the door stays resolutely... The door is still unmarked. The anguished face appears. Then,
Atacar.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and its six-sided notch remains with you. The anguished face appears, then vanishes. The door...
Aquí no hay puerta para ir aquí. Aquí tampoco hay ninguna puerta, no. Decía en el morro, y esto es el morro. Aquí hay fuego. sé que se refiere al morro este de aquí. No este de aquí, sino el que está cerrado. Aquí no hay ninguna cosa que podría ser interesante. Es abajo, ¿verdad? Si no sé cómo hacerlo, yo miro una guía como siempre. Porque quiero disfrutar del juego. Y los puzzles no me hacen disfrutar. A mí no. Me gusta un buen puzzle, pero que sea lógico, que sea... Bueno, que no sea fácil, sino que tenga sentido, que... A ver. En los más experientes, cuando nos dijo que Darius le cantaba el barco cuando estaba debíamos buscar esa canción en su camarote. Bajo cubierta encontramos el camarote de Darius, para entrar debemos pasar por dos puertas que bloquean el camino. Hablamos con una rata que recuerda que Darius controlaba el barco con un antiguo cancionero. De hecho, bien. Vale. Me recuerdo como inactiva. Me como activa.
Nothing. Damn it.
She's a fickle mistress. She's made of it.
¿Cómo bajo ahora? No me acuerdo. Aquí.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face. The door stays resolutely.
There's no entry through the starboard door.
Que se abra.
Listen up so I don't have to repeat myself again. I am not an entry door.
Que me he olvidado la contraseña, que te la recuerde.
Fine. Answer the security question.
Con fuerza, decirle al que la puerta que te dé la contraseña si no quiere que la tires abajo.
Attacking wastes your time and annoys me.
Joder, macho. Buah, el quick save es de hace mucho tiempo.
Enter through the port side. That won't get you anywhere. Use the other door.
Bueno, tampoco podría entrar por aquí. Porque esto de aquí seguramente se abre desde... Vale, voy a buscar cómo abrir las puertas de la venganza. A ver, guía. Vale. Tengo que hablar con Alexander. Tengo que ir solo. Tengo que ir sin arma.
Didn't you? Ha! I knew you would eventually.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate.
Too late for that now, Red. The bell can't be unrung.
F5.
Get away from him, sorcerer. That's the divine.
Destacar que está sola y desarmada y que hay un montón de buscadores que no lograrán lanzarla por la borda. No estoy en posición de exigir nada.
All right. Don't harm him. I'll be watching.
Bishop Alexander lies supine on a bare wire cot. Though unconscious, his eyes are only half closed. His swollen jaw hangs open at an odd angle.
Mirarlo fijamente a la cara.
Bruises swell beneath his eyes, and a shallow gash zigzags from his right ear down to his beardless cheek. Unconscious, he looks more boy than bishop.
Inspeccionar las manos.
Someone has wiped the bishop's hands clean and folded them neatly over his abdomen. They rise and fall in shallow, jagged swells. A beautiful six-sided gem rests on the bishop's chest, hung round his neck by an ordinary oiled rope. The gem sits heavily in your pouch.
Oh, didn't you?
Pues no tenía que haberlo hecho.
I knew you would eventually.
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate.
Too late for that now, Red. The bell can't be unrung.
Vale, se supone que teniendo esto...
Hope you find something useful.
The door is still unmarked, though the memory of the face and its six-sided notch remains real. The anguished face appears once more. It dips its forehead towards you and waits.
Poner la gema en el hueco de 6 caras frente a la figura.
A shudder of pleasure racks the figure in the door. It seems to breathe. All of a sudden, all anguish is gone. It gives you the sternest of looks.
I am summoned. Speak the password.
Si quieren cambiar la contraseña y preguntar cosas de nuevo.
No.
Lanzar con tirar la puerta abajo. Era imposible que funcionase.
The resurrected mind is as simple as it is stubborn. My...
F8. Vale, a ver, vamos a ver dónde está la contraseña. Vale, a ver. Aquí no, joder.
Get away from him, sorcerer. All right.
Bishop Alexander, a beautiful six-sided... The gem sits bruises. Someone has wiped the bishop...
Pensaba que había guardado... hasta cerca de la puerta, que no lo he hecho, parece.
The The door is still unmarked. The anguished face appears once a shudder of
I am summoned. Speak the password.
¿No te recuerdas la 9?
No.
Decir que para poder continuar esta conversación es que te diga la contraseña.
The resurrected.
No lo entiendo.
The door is still unmarked. The anguished face appears a shudder of
I am summoned. How very unfortunate for you, and how very boring for me.
Estoy en la gema en alto. Destacar que tienes la gema.
You've summoned me with the gem, indeed. Now, no.
Por orden de la mismísima Dalis.
The resurrected.
Vaya. Entonces voy a cargar este de aquí. Con la fuerza era imposible. Ay, aquí estoy solo, vaya. Vale, ahora buscar el príncipe rojo de las pelotas.
The sea's a fickle mistress. She's mine, damn it.
¿Dónde está el príncipe rojo? Aquí está Fane.
You feel suddenly vulnerable.
Oh, please. Yes, human, alas. But thankfully, there are answers to be found.
Tengo
I
asuntos
simply
que atender.
I need to travel. Given how. So, how about it?
Venga, va, podría ser
I travel
beneficioso para los
excellent.
dos.
While we are conversing, perhaps you notice that I am rather skilled in, well, all things. Of course, the arcane arts are my little speciality, but being a brilliant wizard does not mean I cannot handle blade
Sí,
or
el mago es
bow.
perfecto.
So, I could do that with one hand behind my spine. Now, shall we get on? There is Splendid. Very well. Let's be off.
Vale, y ahora te digo de que
How can one be seasick when one has no stomach? This is heinously unfair.
al menos por ahora.
Are you certain you want to dismiss your companion?
Por
Yes,
supuesto.
I can imagine it might be somewhat difficult for you to forever be in my shadow. Go on then, play in the sun. I have actual work to do.
¿Dónde está el príncipe rojo de las pelotas? No me acuerdo dónde estaba, hostia. ¿Estaba arriba? Es que aquí están las dos chicas.
You feel different.
We've braved the...
You're not quite certain. Something is different.
Hey, so, we've got quite the task on our hands, haven't we? I have to admit, the whole thing... The old band back... Look at me.
Losa leans back.
But I'm not... I want to make sure you understand... Well, you don't get it. Can you do that?
Creo que sea necesario.
Do I ever? At the time, something like that happens
Sentir
again.
de acuerdo.
Well, all right then.
She pinches your cheek.
I knew I could count on... Let's go, Chief.
Vale. Vamos a comprar aquí. Vale, fuera esto y fuera esto de aquí. Hola, esto de aquí. ¿Y cuál era? Esto de aquí. Vale, fantástico. Y además, el anillo de la curación. Vale, F5. Vamos a buscar el... Espera. Vamos a hacer esto antes de nada. Conmigo, por favor.
The Seeker flexes her arms.
I owe you.
She nods her thanks and immediately...
Good luck getting anything out of our... All right then, just... Hope you find something useful.
A young Magister paces her. She notices...
Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the Divine Eminence. Magister Ranley, Corker's mate of the...
The Magister falls silent, but stares at you with... There's a shift in the...
I'm a good Magister. She had this old book of... Get away from him, sorcerer.
Fuerza.
All right.
You spoke, didn't you?
The ship Alexander lies supine on a beautiful six. The gem sits bruises. Someone has wiped the bit...
Vale. F5. Vamos a buscar al tío este de... al rojo. A ver dónde coño está. Ay, además tengo que terminar el episodio. Pues nada, hasta aquí este capítulo. Soy Sevedat y nos vemos en el próximo directo video. Chao.